Hey dudes, welcome back to WizNugs. Today, we're talking about surfing.
Righteous, bruh.
All right, so we're talking about the surfer mentality specifically, and how the surfer mentality can be something that we can all take advantage of to have a better time in life. It's a very healthy point of view. So I grew up in Southern California, and for all that, I've been surfing one time in my life.
Well, I never surfed at all. Boogie boarding, yes. Surfing, no.
I've been boogie boarding quite a lot. So for those who are unfamiliar, boogie board's kind of like a smaller, wider, well, maybe not wider, a shorter surfboard. So you stay laying down on it when you come in. But, you know, the gist of it is when you go out surfing, you go out there planning that you're going to spend the day riding the waves. You got to work hard to get out to where the waves are. And then you got to work hard to catch a wave. So you catch your momentum in the wave and then let the wave bring you in. You got to work on balance while you're riding it in, enjoying the sensation of being pulled along by the ocean. And then it also includes wipeouts. It also includes recovery. There's a lot of cool things in this metaphor that we can kind of pull apart and apply to life.
So let's talk about the first part, which is actually getting out there to where the waves are, right? We know that we have to put some effort in.
We in the surfer biz call it paddling out.
Yeah, I'm going to say getting out to where the waves happen, right?
Yeah.
So you have to put that effort in, and that's not easy, right? Because you know that the tide's coming in, and so you already have that momentum going against you as you're going in because that's where the waves are coming. So it's going to take effort, and you have to build up the endurance to get out there. So in life, in order to get where we want to be, it's going to require effort and training and perseverance. The initial goal, is to get out to where the waves are.
So you're out there and you see the wave coming. You catch it the side of your eye. You turn around and you start paddling like crazy so that you can catch that wave because you got to be moving. When the wave gets to you, you got to be moving in the same direction. If you're not catching that wave.
And what that means is at that point in time, you've made the effort to get out there and now you're ready. You've prepped yourself for the wave, right? You've prepped yourself for your goal, whatever it is. You get out there and now here it comes. I got to start having the momentum to be able to match this so I can actually catch the wave. I can actually do the thing that I had planned for. You let it come. It's coming. I'm going to do it. And you get up and you're like, I did it. And the next thing is, poof, you're in the water. Do you give up at that point? Now, if you're a surfer, the answer is
Of
no.
course not.
Right.
You wipe out, it happens. Wiping out's part of the process. And you know that you can go back out and get another wave. You're going to have to paddle out. It's going to take effort to set yourself up again. But you go out there and you watch for the next wave.
Now, the problem we do in reality, not that surfing isn't reality, but when we apply this to our goals and our aspirations in life, is that if it doesn't happen the first time, we get discouraged. And then we say, well, maybe I wasn't meant to do this. Maybe this wasn't my cup of tea. Maybe it wasn't something that I was ever supposed to do anyway. And I don't know why I ever thought I could do it. But if we can take this surfer mentality and apply it to what we want to do in life, we can say, okay, I didn't make it this time. But now that I've learned what didn't work, I'm going to apply that for the next attempt. And hopefully I'm going to be able to catch this wave the next time.
Yep. You've got to be in the right place. You got to be there at the right time to catch that wave. And then you've got to be working to align yourself to be moving in the same direction as the wave when it comes.
Yeah. So maybe the next time or the third time or the fourth time, you finally catch that wave. And it's not just as easy as riding it in, right? As you mentioned. Balance is required, a little bit of being able to read the wave itself, get a feel for it, how it's where it's moving, the direction it's going, and then adjusting accordingly, right? If you've ever seen some of these videos where you see people, going down the middle of the pipeline, and you're like, that's awesome. I'd love to do that.
Right? Looks really cool.
But it didn't happen on their first time out. It probably took them a long time to actually develop the skills necessary to be able to do that. We see what's the finished product. And then if we can't do it that first time or second time, we discourage ourselves. well, I saw that guy do it. I'd really like to be able to do it too, but I guess it's not for me. And then we talk ourselves out of continuing to pursue that goal.
Yeah. So keeping that balance and staying on top of it, while you're riding that wave in, you're going to fall off your board at some point.
Or the momentum stops.
Or
right?
jump off the board at some point. You're going back in the water. The ride is going to stop. Enjoy it while it's happening. That's the other thing. Take pleasure in your experiences.
Right.
When you're going through something, don't just wait for it to be done. Don't just wait for, I remember being in high school, and every single time, every semester, there'd be something where I'd be like, oh, I just can't wait for this class to be over. The stages of childhood with the kids. It's like, oh, I just can't wait to be out of diapers. Oh, I just can't wait till we're not making bottles anymore. Oh, I just can't wait until, and there's always one more thing, and you're always looking forward to the next thing, losing where you are right now.
Or even having the mentality of like, oh yeah, I caught this wave and I'm going to be able to ride it for maybe 10 seconds and then it's going to be over. And then what? I'm back to where I was before. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the success. Be happy in that. Yes, it is fleeting because it will eventually end like all things do.
I think the key here, this is another perfect example of mindfulness. Being present in that moment on the wave is what it's all about. In that moment, you're balanced there, you're perched on the water, moving through, the wind blowing, the sun shining on you. It's, again, the one time that I went, I get it. I get why this is a lifestyle.
When you get done riding that wave and now you've come into as close to the shore as, as it ends. Again, I've never been surfing, so I've only seen the videos.
Well, if you're done at that point because, hey, time's up, or I got something I got to do, or
I wasn't even going to say that you're done. What I'm saying is that you got that one wave, right? And you've been out there for half an hour. I don't know. Are you done? I don't think so. I think you said you're going to go surfing for the day. That means you have to get back out there. You can't wait for the wave to come get you. You have to go back out and put that same amount of effort in again.
I see what you're saying.
To get back out there again.
You paddle out. That's the expectation is you're going to hit a wave, you're going to ride it, you're going to do what you can with it, and then you're going to paddle back out and get ready for the next one.
And so how this correlates to us in life is that even when we've had success and we've got to enjoy it, when we get to the point where, well, I got my success, I'm done. Don't become complacent. If you want to catch that wave again, if you want to have that thrill again, go do it. And don't just become complacent and, well, I did the one thing and now I'm done. And so I guess we're going back home now.
Well, I guess that's kind of the point that I was trying to make with, if you decide that your session's done for the day, that you're done. You're just, it's good. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling good. I did what I wanted to do. And now I'm going to pack it in. Okay, fair enough, right? That's a choice that every person's got to make about when they're going to, stop. In terms of the surfer mentality and applying that to life, though, you're going to go in and you're going to go do something else now. Apply that same enthusiasm, that same expectation of, okay, I got to get myself set up. I got to get ready. I got to enjoy the moment while I'm in it. And then I got to get to that next thing, whatever that next thing is. If that's going back home and living life on land, that's your next thing.
Taking away the lesson of, even if you're out there and you like we talked about, you catch the wave and then you fall halfway through, you wipe out, right? That you learn from that failure, for lack of a better word. You learn from it. And what do you learn? You learn, okay, I have to do these things in order to be able to maintain my balance. I need to pay attention to what's going on with the wave. And that's true in life. You get to the point and you're riding your success, pay attention. Because it's easy to fall off of success. And being human as we are, as soon as something wrong happens, instead of enjoying the success of actually getting there and actually being on that wave or making that goal, whatever it is, one thing happens wrong and the whole thing's a wash. That's it. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It's obvious this wasn't meant for me. So I'm stopping now, and it is what it is. Don't focus on that little negative. Take it and say, okay, what caused it? Do the analysis on it. What caused it? How can I change it?
Is there something I can improve in me? Then I'm going to work on improving that. But to quote from Captain Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek: The Next Generation,
And here's our nerds.
it is possible to make no mistakes and still lose.
Yes.
On a wave, you might just hit some weird current, maybe some kelp. Who knows? There's something that's going to knock you down.
Maybe you get that one wave that, for some oddball reason, instead of being an 8-footer or a 10-footer, it's 20 feet. And I was not expecting that. I have never gotten a wave that big. And all of a sudden, I'm moving along and kaplunk, that's it. You're done. You wiped out before you even had the chance.
20-footer, I think you just duck dive and hope to survive.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, I don't know, right? But the wave comes in, it's bigger than you anticipated. You weren't ready for it.
Yep.
And that's nothing that you were prepared for, and that's not your fault. I did what I needed to do to prepare myself for what the normal average wave is. And it came, and I wasn't ready for it.
So we talked, you got to get yourself in position for it.
Yep.
You got to paddle out. You got to practice at paddling out.
Yep.
You got to, when you're in position, you got to be watching for the next wave to come. Because if it's coming and you're not moving when it comes, you're not going to catch it. So you got to be aware of opportunities. You got to keep your eyes open.
Yep.
You got to work hard to align yourself with the movement of that wave so that you can catch it. When you're on that wave, enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the process. Recognize that wipeouts happen. They are part of the process. And it doesn't mean that you are a failure. Keep going. And then I think the last one really is for the whole process, the whole thing, beginning to end. One whole session of surfing might be a good day, might be a bad day, but you know what? You're alive. You're out breathing fresh air. You're out in the water. You're doing something that you enjoy. Go for it. And if we can set up our lives in more of that kind of way of like, you know what? I hate my job. I hate my work. I hate what I'm doing. Why am I still doing it? Now, I'm not advocating, hey, just quit your job if you don't like work, because, everyone has bad days and everyone has times where they don't like the exact specific tasks that they have to do.
Right.
But if you're doing a job that you hate every single day and it's dragging you down and it's making you feel awful, look around. Look for different opportunities. Find people out there that are having a good time. Ask them what they do. One of the best pieces of advice that I got, and I've only used it probably 2 or 3 times, is if you need, this is a business school advice, okay? If you want to find out what life is really like doing a certain job, find somebody in that job who's already doing it, who's already successful in it.
Right.
Find someone who's doing that job, and then you invite them out to lunch. And for the price of a lunch or a coffee or whatever,
right,
for the price of a cup of coffee or a lunch, you can pick their brain about what they do for their job. If you're thinking of entering into like direct competition with this person, you might want to find someone like in a neighboring city.
Sure.
So that you're not like, hey, I'm going to be in direct competition with you to the next town over, maybe. But you can find that person, pick their brain about it. Say, hey, look, I'm thinking about getting into this. What do you think?
Yeah.
And to find out from them what the career is actually like, that's gold, because that's somebody who's living it, not just a teacher who's teaching you about it, who maybe did it 10, 15 years ago. It's not someone who has heard about that industry and has heard it's really tough. You don't know, right? But an actual expert in the field who's working in that area, gold.
Or reach out to somebody who's doing something that you want to do and you're just not finding immediate success with. Talk to them.
I mean, that's the whole thing about all this, is that we got to learn to ride the waves and enjoy the moment and recognize that adversity is part of it and that it's a cycle. Just keep at it.
And I would add, when you're looking at the entire session in its entirety, there's ups, there's downs, there's successes, there's failures. But if you enjoy the entirety of the experience, try to focus on the things that you enjoyed the most, right? We have a tendency to focus on the bad things. Well, what happened at your surfing session? I wiped it like 5 times. think I scratched my foot on,
I broke the leash and the board got away.
Yeah,
I had to chase it down for the next 20 minutes.
My board broke. There's all of the things that could possibly happen. But over the entirety of the session, if you enjoyed yourself and you had a great time, enjoy that. And that's true of work. That's true of life. It's easy to get ourselves into a negative space and worry about all the things that went wrong. Try to focus on all the things that went right and felt good. And just know that this is a process. And you don't know when it's going to end. So enjoy the good times when they're there. Weather the bad times when they come. And know that everything's temporary. And that next wave is coming.
Well, and that reminds me, I mentioned a minute ago about the duck dive.
Yeah.
So this is a thing where when you see a big wave coming and you're not ready for it and you need to get past it, if you're up on the surface, you're going to get tossed around.
Yeah.
But you can dive underneath the wave. You position yourself in such a way that you're going under. All the energy of the wave passes over the top of you. You might get turned around a little bit, but you can pop up on the other side and the wave has moved and you're basically where you were before and you're okay. So that's another one of these things about weathering the bad times. There's things that are going to come. Figure out when you need to duck dive. Figure out what that means for you.
And prepare for it. What's the phrase? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And it's not being nihilistic in this case. It's just prepare for it. Hope for the best. Be hopeful. But be ready just in case you have to do something because this isn't going to work for me at this moment.
Yeah.
So anything else you'd like to add?
I think we've summed it all up. So go out there and be surfers, dudes.
And enjoy yourselves. Take care.
WizNugs begins with a new episode every Thursday night on our YouTube channel. Those episodes will be available in podcast form the following Monday morning. So, whether you watch on YouTube or listen on the podcasts, we hope you enjoy.